Hey everyone, it's Bethany and it's time for my next pregnancy update. I am currently 29 weeks pregnant, so I'm going to be letting you guys know how week 27 and 28 was. Week 27 started off, I gave you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on that I was not doing well in my last update, but week 27 I got the stomach virus. It seems like so many people that I know got some sort of variation of the virus, and so I was really suffering with that. I eventually first got it and just wasn't feeling too well. I thought I was just having kind of a rough day. The next day it got so bad, like that my stomach was just like cramping like crazy, and it was just awful. It feels like when you're about to have a really bad kind of IBS moment. It was like total stomach cramping, really painful. I felt really like weak. I felt lightheaded and kind of clammy, and I was just a mess. So I called my husband. He picked me up from work, and I called my OB. They couldn't fit me in, so I just decided, you know what, I'm going to go to the urgent care. So I went to the urgent care. They scoped me all out and gave me some Zofran. I'm far enough along that you can have some Zofran, and that helped kind of balance my stomach out a little bit, but was still just not feeling good. So they said, okay, we think it's just some sort of stomach virus, and they tested me for the flu. That was negative because I kind of thought that I had the flu. It just felt like that. I was throwing up, and so I didn't have the flu, so they thought it was some sort of stomach virus. She basically said I just have to kind of wait it out. She suggested some different antacids to try to help balance out my stomach a little bit, just to see if I could start, you know, taking in some liquids and food, because I was having a really hard time keeping anything down. And then she sent me home. So the next day I felt even worse. It was not getting better, and so I decided to go to the emergency room just because I wasn't feeling any better, and I was nervous because I'm having so much stomach pains. I just wanted to make sure the baby was okay and that I wasn't having any kind of like weird stuff going on with the pregnancy. This is the first time me going to the hospital being pregnant, and so I went just through the regular emergency room and waited there until, you know, you check in, and then you actually see like a nurse who checks you in again to see kind of really what's going on. And while I was there, she's just like, how far along are you? And I was just like 27 weeks, and she's like, oh no, after 20 weeks you go to like the special OB section of the hospital. And I was like, oh, okay. So they rolled me over there to this special like OB emergency area, and it was like in this little corner, and it was like hidden, and there was no one there, and it was like quiet, and it was just basically me and the nurse staff and my husband. And they put me right into a room, got me right into a gown, did some, you know, vitals, you know, did a urine test, and hooked me up to like the baby monitor. And like I was like, this is amazing. Total VIP treatment. I was like, this is great. Definitely a perk of being pregnant. I mean, obviously you don't want to be in the hospital at all, but if you have to go, that's definitely a perk. So they hooked me all up, and they said the baby looked great, or, you know, they didn't do an ultrasound, but the baby sounded great. He was moving a ton, but they did notice while I was hooked up that I was having some very like small contractions, and so they kept me there for about an hour just to kind of see how many I was having, and I think I had about 2 or 3 while I was there hooked up. And so they gave me all the information for like pre-pregnancy signs and kind of the difference between the virus and contractions and Braxton Hicks. And so they didn't know if maybe I was having some of those contractions because I was dehydrated. Turned out I wasn't dehydrated, even though I was having a hard time keeping anything down. Somehow I wasn't dehydrated. They were kind of thinking that maybe it was just because my body was under so much stress from the virus, that was why I was having some of the contractions. So they sent me home and just kind of told me to, you know, keep an eye on it and kind of notice differences between contractions and like the stomach virus pains. So then my doctor then called me and said if I wasn't feeling better in the morning to just come in and see her as well. So I wasn't really feeling too much better, so I went to the doctor the next day. During this virus as well, my reflux, or the heartburn got really bad. Like I couldn't even lay down. I was in so much pain. You know, nothing really was soothing it. Those antacids were like a joke. That didn't work at all. So I explained that to her when I went to the doctor to see my OBGYN. I was just like, I'm still really sick. I'm not keeping much down. My, you know, this heartburn is out of control. So she prescribed me some Zofran. Again, it's safe at this point in the pregnancy. And then she also gave me Protonics for the heartburn. And she also said for me to stop the iron to see if that was also kind of flaring things up even more, you know, with the virus. So I did all that. I took a couple Zofrans and those did help enough during the next couple days to be able to get some food and fluid down, because I did lose 3 pounds during this whole thing, which is, you don't want to lose any weight while you're pregnant. And then the Protonics, it took about a day and a half to work, and then it's been like amazing. Like I haven't had any heartburn at all since starting to take it after like the day and a half. It took a little bit to wear in or whatever to work, but no more heartburn, which is amazing. So I started finally feeling better about the 7-day mark, and I could go back to work and felt like I was you know, eating and drinking again normally, and just felt a little bit more, you know, not so weak, and felt much better. So that was about a week. Basically all of week 27 was super rough with this stomach virus. I did have one craving during that week. Once I started feeling a little bit better and the heartburn went down, I was getting some you know, the nausea and the stomach pains were going down. I did have this like crazy craving for Cheetos, and so Matt took me to the gas station and I got like regular Cheetos, the what is it, like the puffy ones? Why am I'm having a pregnancy moment right here. I can't think of it, the puff ones. And so that was really yummy to have those. They were just something that came up where I was like, I need it now, and kind of been snacking on those. Once I started feeling less sick, I did notice that the contraction type feelings and the stomach pains have slowly gone away. I do think that I am having some Braxton Hicks, or the preparing of for labor type of things that you get in the 3rd trimester, because it does kind of tighten a little bit, but it's nothing that lasts more than a minute, and it doesn't happen, you know, more than just a few times a day. Moving on to week 28, definitely still craving smoothies and just like sweet drinks like orange juice, apple juice, that kind of stuff, but smoothies have been something that I've really been craving and really enjoying during this time. And then cherry pie has also been another craving. It's kind of funny because I've noticed with my cravings, a lot of the things that I've been craving have been things that I had like when I was a child. So I always had like cherry pie during my birthdays. I never really wanted cake. I always wanted a cherry pie. Cheetos is definitely like more of like a kid's food. Definitely like with the juices, those are definitely more things that I had as kids. Toaster strudels I've been wanting throughout the whole pregnancy. What else? Like mac and cheese, that kind of stuff. So I definitely feel like a lot of my cravings have been more of like those comfort foods that you especially had like when you were young. I had stopped the iron, like I had said, because I did a few weeks prior, I had gotten some blood tests back saying that I had some low anemia. So I stopped the iron during the stomach virus, and in week 28, I restarted it just because I know that anemia can put you at risk for early labor. So I definitely want to make sure and keep a hold of it, and I've been trying to eat a little bit more like red meats and stuff to try to get some more extra iron in my diet just naturally. But I restarted the iron. I did notice that it does make my stomach just a little bit more like upset and kind of queasy, but definitely tolerable. I got my RhoGAM shot since I am Rh negative. I have a negative blood type. So got the RhoGAM shot. It's just a really simple little injection kind of in your tush area, and no side effects with that. I mean, it was a little sore that day, but nothing biggie. I mean, I went through IVF, so a little shot every once in a while is not a biggie for me. At week 28, I weighed myself. I mean, they always weigh you at the doctor, but I don't feel like that ever counts because you always have clothes on and all that stuff. So, and it's who knows what time of the day it is. So I weighed myself on my scale during week 28, and I had gained back the weight that I had lost in the virus. So that was good, and I'm now officially up 20 pounds. So still, I think, pretty good. I've got 11 more weeks to go, and so I think that being at the 20-pound mark for me feels really good, and I still feel healthy and not too big or anything like that. And I definitely think that those 3 pounds that I've gained in the last few weeks have really felt more like water weight, because I have been even more swollen, can definitely feel the swollenness in my hands and my feet and my legs. So I think a lot of that is not so much like weight, but it's like the water weight. So let's go ahead and do a belly shot now. All right, so this is the belly from the front. And this is what the belly looks like from the front as well, just naked belly time. Here's the belly from the side. Definitely getting bigger, I love it. Here's the other side. He definitely likes to be on this side. I definitely have noticed that. And then here is naked belly, and my tattoo is still going strong. That is my update for week 27 and 28. I can't believe that I'm already in the 3rd trimester. It just feels so crazy to me, and it has gone by super quickly, and I'm super excited in the next few months to meet this little boy. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic, especially those who are also pregnant right now. Definitely giving you guys some extra love out there, and I will see you in one of my next videos. Bye!